Okay, welcome back to another training video. So this is the beginning of week 8 of week 12. So I'm down another pound. I am officially 229 pounds as of Sunday, which is weird because when I first stepped on the scale, I was actually 228.4. I laid back down for a few minutes and then got back out of bed, weighed in again, and I was 229, which is odd, but whatever. So I'm going to count it as 229. So our last workout video, we were talking about supplements, and today I actually added arginine and beta-alanine back into my pre-workout, which is basically coffee. It's all I take for my pre-workout. So I added beta-alanine and I added arginine. I do 5 grams of arginine and 4 grams of beta-alanine before I work out. And now it's hard to say right now because this is day 1, but I had an absolutely amazing pump and I was really, really veiny tonight. Had a lot of veins and vascularity kicking. But with that being said, yesterday I actually had more carbohydrates than I normally get. I increased my carbohydrates around 150, 200 carbohydrates over what I normally get to help the supplements kind of get into my system for tonight, because just because you eat carbs the day before doesn't mean the next day you have no carbs in your system. It doesn't work that way. Like, your muscle storages fill up with glucose, and then it retains a lot of water, and it actually causes your muscles to look full and your veins to come out and then to have a nice full round muscle bellies. So getting the extra carbs and then taking the supplements, I noticed a big difference tonight. Now, I'm not getting any more carbs. My carbs are actually down. I reduced my calories again this week. So I'm at 2,500 calories exactly per day. So we'll see what happens during the week while I'm doing my cardio and working out and keeping my carbs down to where they are right now, taking these supplements. If I can continue to get pumps like I did tonight and vascularity over the next week or two, and see if I can hold it. Now, Sundays from here on out, I'm carbing up on Sundays. So I'm actually going to be getting an extra 150, 200 carbs every single Sunday just to add a little bit more, I guess, fuel to my gas tank. So that way I could push a little bit harder come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I start gassing around Thursday. So that way it helps me push through the beginning of the week. You could call it carb cycling or whatever you want to call it. I just call it eating more, I guess, because that's basically what it is. And it helps out with my workouts.
Yeah. For me, no supplements added in, but I did increase my food for my meals during the week, because this past week I was down almost 4 pounds from the previous week. I was at 267 when I got on the scale on Sunday, and that's a little bit more, like a lot more than what I'm wanting to go down on like a regular week. So I upped my ground meat that I'm doing for my meals to 1.5 pounds across 3 meals. Increase my rice with those meals from 6 ounces to 7 ounces. And then also I've gone up on my yogurt by like another 56 grams or so. Increased my blueberries and bananas a little bit. So I'm trying to slow that down as much as I can. And then I was doing the same as you are with the cardio. I was increasing a minute every week, but I think what I'm going to end up doing now is just sticking with the 10 minutes total, but pick a speed, work with that, and try and make it the full 10 minutes of that speed. And when I can do that, then I'll start increasing to the next level, go as far, like as long as I can at that next level, until I have to back it down, until I can eventually make it to the full 10 minutes at the level, like that higher level, and then just keep working up from there across each 10 minutes. So
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought the cardio. So what I'm doing differently with my cardio is I was going to start doing 10 minutes in the morning because I'm up to 17 minutes per night, but I'm switching it. So I'm actually going to do 17 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening after my workout, because my workout's already long enough as it is and the cardio just drags out the night. So I'm going to swap the cardio around and flip the time. So that way in the evenings, it's only going to be 10 minutes. But in the morning, it's going to get longer and longer. And also about the diet too, about my carbs. So I guess I should be a little bit more transparent about this. So what I do is when carbohydrates go up, my protein goes down. So I get 315 grams of protein per day right now. So whenever I get those extra 200 grams of carbohydrates, I actually drop my protein by 200 grams, because protein and carbs have the same amount of calories roughly. So as I go up on my protein, as I go up on my carbs, I come down on my protein to offset the calories. So I'm not eating more calories. I'm just putting fuel inside my muscles So I have more glucose storages and everything's full and ready to go, and I have more energy. It's I don't know the science behind it, and I'm not going to get into it because I'm not going to sit here and put my foot in my mouth and say something that's not true and get blasted. But like, that's not the way it works. But all I know is if I drop the calories from the protein and then I increase the carbohydrates the next day or 2 days or 3 days, I'm really veiny. My muscles are very full and they're very, I guess you could say, more energized. For lack of a better term right now, I kind of just blanked out there. But anyways, it just makes me feel better in the gym. And then whenever I come back Monday, I drop the carbohydrates, increase the protein back up, so it offsets the calories, right? The calories don't change. It's just the carbohydrates and the protein change on Sundays. That way I get that vascular, veiny look, and then my muscles fill back up. Now, like I said, I start looking flat again around Wednesday, Thursday, and I don't get the carbs again until Sunday. But that's just what I'm doing right now because it helps. And then also it's just easier to eat a little bit more carbs on the weekend. Like at least on Sunday, it's just a little bit more enjoyable to get more rice. And I actually eat rice noodles on Sunday. I switch out my rice for rice noodles because I really enjoy rice noodles. It just, I like them and I like the texture.
Yeah. For me, like during the week, I'm just mostly fat. So like
Yes.
that covers up a lot of the vascularity and definition and stuff for me.
Yep.
And until I solve that issue, I'm stuck there.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm still fat too. Like I'm not as fat as I was when I started, but I still have a long way to go. Like obviously I'm not as fat as you are, but I'm still pretty fat. And like when I first started, I was pretty fat and gross looking. So you'll come down, you'll get there. Your weight's coming down pretty quick, and you'll get a lot leaner and stuff like that. And then you'll feel better about it, and then you'll look at yourself, and then that feeling of I feel good about myself will quickly go away, because then you're gonna be like, but I could look better. And then you're going to start noticing all the flaws that you didn't see before because all the bigger ones are gone, and then now you see the small ones, and now it's just like it's a rabbit hole, right? You're always chasing it. You're always going deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole because it's like, okay, if I could get rid of this, now I got rid of that, now I got to get rid of this. It's like the pump, right? Every time you see yourself with a pump, it's like if I could just look like how I look with a pump normally. And then you get to that point, and then you see yourself with your new pump, and you're like, if I could just get to where I look with a pump. And then you lose your pump, and you look just as good. You look how you used to look with a pump, and then you don't see it. You don't ever see it, and you're just like, it's like your body is always showing you what you could be versus what you are, and it always makes you feel depressed about what you look like versus what you could look like.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just glad that like my work shirts don't look like they're fixing to shoot buttons off anymore and stuff, and my jeans fit a little looser so I can bend down and pick stuff up at work like I'm supposed to.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because my work pants are actually getting to the point where they're starting to fall off of me. I'm having to constantly pull them up, so I'm to the point where I really need to get a belt or get a different pant size. But my work used to give us pants, but they don't do that no more. So now I'm on the verge of having to buy my own pants for work, which I don't want to have to spend money on pants for work. But it'll be like a work pant. I'll use it for when I'm working on the vehicles or mowing the grass or just whatever in general. But still, like it's like I might get a belt first. But I hate how baggy they're getting.
Yeah, for me that's why I use like one of the core essential belts that has the zip ties type ratchet system on it. Mm-hmm. So instead of it just being like single holes or whatever, it's got that. But I have noticed that when I got the one that I have right now, the amount of excess that I had when it was on has grown quite a bit. I'm like a quarter of the way around myself when it's loose, but I don't want to cut it because I don't want to lose the material.
Well, that's just planning to go backwards, man. That's all that is. Like, well, I don't want to get rid of the material for in case I get fat and gross again. If you cut it off, then, well, I guess, a lot of people do that. They lose weight. And that's always funny to me too, right? Because people, they lose weight and then they go, I'm going to get rid of all my fat clothes so that way I have no choice but to stay this size. And they get rid of all their quote unquote fat clothes and they get thinner clothes. And then like 3 weeks later, they start eating bad again and they gain their weight back. And they're like, oh, I have to go shopping because I don't fit my clothes anymore. And it's just like, why did you get rid of them to begin with, man? Hold on to them for at least a couple months to know that you can maintain or go down further from where you are.
I mean, eventually I'll probably end up cutting it off, but I don't want to remove all of the excess because, like, in case I carry or anything like that, like I have it.
Yeah, and just so you all know, he's talking about carrying a baby, just in case he carries a baby with him, because you know,
exactly.
Sometimes you got to do that. You got to carry a baby with you. No, I get what you're saying and stuff like that, but That's the problem with me is I always wear athletic shorts. I hate wearing actual like jeans and shorts. So the idea of me carrying it's harder to conceal. But I mean, I was actually at the coffee shop the other day, and there was a guy who actually came in there who had a holster. He was wearing a dual shoulder holster, so each side had a pistol. And he's walking around, and they're just slapping around freely. And then like this dude has his chest up, and he's like walking like with his arms bowed out, like he's like the coolest thing to hit, this side of the Western Hemisphere and everything. And there's so many. We're in a coffee shop, right? And we're just sitting there relaxing, and everyone's looking around like, what is going on? What? So you can see some people got really uncomfortable with it, and he's just peacocking through this place like it is the coolest thing ever. And for those of you who don't know, we live in Texas, and we have open carry laws here, so you can openly carry a pistol and stuff like that as long as you're not a felony. And I think he got asked to leave because he didn't make it very long before someone came up and talked to him quietly, and then shortly after he left. So, but and that's the thing too. That's a problem. I know we're off topic here, but that's a problem with open carrying. Is like if someone's going to rob a place or someone's going to commit a crime, and they see you walking around peacocking with your pistols, you're going to be the first one that they shoot. The first one. So it's one of those things where it's just best to keep that hidden and not to let people know that you have it.
Yeah, exactly.
A little off topic there.
Yep. So, I don't really see, like, clothes-wise, I don't really have a lot of clothes that I need to get rid of or anything like that right now. Most of my stuff I've had for years, and it's just fitting more like it should fit. Yeah. In general.
Well, I had to buy a whole new wardrobe too, man. I had to buy all new shirts and all new athletic shorts just for my everyday wear, just because everything on me just got so big and baggy, it was falling off, and I got tired of it. So now swimming in my shirts, which, normally that would make me feel like I'm getting tiny and losing all my size. But, the hack was just buy smaller clothes. And I'm like, oh, no, this is cool. I feel good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So going from a 3X shirt down to like a 2X and 1X, it's kind of a big deal.
Yep, I'm working on it. I'm getting there slowly, but I like what I have at the moment, and eventually I'll have to get some new stuff. But I'm hanging in there for now.
Well, I think that's going to be it for me on this one. You got anything else, or is that all?
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and we appreciate you tuning in. And remember, no agony, no bragging.
Yep. Catch you later.